Years ago, we went from skeptics to true believers after moving into a home where we experienced some of the most intense paranormal activity imaginable. That led us to research and investigate haunted locations in search of evidence proving the existence of supernatural beings, and to help our families being tormented as we once were.
You're gonna leave those kids alone too.
This thing's going nuts. Who's coming out of the
What we
box?
discovered along the way is that these locations were truly wickedly haunted.
That was incredible. That's what I'm talking about. That's proof.
Woo! What's up? It's your boy Todd.
And I'm Marissa.
Welcome to Wickedly Haunted. It has been way too long since we have done a new episode about a new location, and we have a doozy for you tonight. Hinsdale House, Upstate New York, one of the craziest, most intense places we have ever been. Marissa, tell them about the energy that exists at this location.
It's crazy. I don't know whether there's a vortex or something, but it is just so wild there. It's constant. It was constant. It was nonstop from the second we walked in the door.
And tonight we're going to discuss a little bit about this possible vortex of energy, which we believe exists there, and its effect on the paranormal activity that we experienced. It is the only place that we have ever seen a TV show episode about. I believe it was on Paranormal Lockdown, where everything they said about the energy matched up. Not only was it not an exaggeration, it was an under exaggeration. When we got to the second floor of this location, I felt dizzy. I felt like I was gonna vomit at one point. I had heart palpitate like that, like my heart sped up. It's very, very, very intense. It is certainly not a location for beginners.
No.
That's a fact.
Yeah, no.
And what's funny is when I called years ago and spoke to Dan Class about the location, he's the owner. He asked me, how long have you been investigating for? And I thought he was joking. I thought he was just pumping the place up. But no, this place is no joke. And we have boatloads of evidence to show you tonight. And Marissa and I run a paranormal equipment, a ghost hunting equipment shop right here. It's called Relatively Paranormal Equipment. We specialize in producing 3D mapping cameras. And tonight, the star of this show is the XLS camera, or SLS V2. I'm not just saying that because we design, build, and sell them. I'm saying it because it kicked ass at this place.
Sure did.
And you're going to see some wild stuff. So since we have 40 minutes of evidence to show you, we're going to get right into that. And we will see you right after this evidence clip. If you are watching, please post your questions and comments. Get involved in the show. Far more fun when you do. I hope you enjoy the first clip. My love, it is labeled number 1, setting up. And these anomalies occurred while we were setting up. Crazy stuff.
All right.
The following anomalies were captured while we were setting up the Hinsdale House for our overnight investigation. We start off here with a bizarre mist that flows across our equipment while Marissa and I were in the other room setting up other static night vision cameras. This is what dust looks like captured on an infrared camera. As you can see, it travels around like snow with the air current. Whereas the anomalies you're about to see are examples of spirit energy, are flashing, brightly lit, intelligently moving, and traveling at different speeds.
Oh, I just had an orb ripeye.
You did?
Yep. Like 1,000 miles an hour orb. Ripped it right by. Right by. Hey, how you doing? We know that you guys exist in orb form. We know that you're not dust. And I just saw you fly by,
I'm gonna
so
watch you step right here.
nice to meet you.
Because I see you falling.
Okay. I'm Todd, that's Marissa. I left you energy over there in what they call Mary's room. If that's your room, I apologize for the wrong name. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through the world.
I just read that.
I want to read that. I want to read.
Let's check out what our 3D mapping camera captured, the XLS. Anything that shows up on this camera has to have mass and density to it. This is our infrared view on that camera. Last but certainly not least is the full 3D version of the XLS camera.
I am showing this part of the video in super slow-mo, and it's this video that shows how the XLS camera truly shines, as its 3D mapping feature only maps things with mass and density to them. In a second, you're going to see, as I look down at the coffee table, the yellow arrow is pointing out a second head appearing to the top and right side of my own head. What's being mapped is completely different than what my face looks like, and obviously you can see here it is a second head altogether. What's truly amazing is when I move away from this area, that head is going to stay put, proving that the XLS has captured some sort of entity or human spirit that is occupying the same space as I am at the same time. Look at that right there. Amazing.
And I'll tell you what, that is amazing. And it's not something that we haven't seen before, but I've never seen it in quite that much detail where a full head appears next to mine. Now, the camera basically is casting out an infrared sonar type beam that when it hits something with massity and density, it's going to bounce back to the camera where it maps it. It does this in like milliseconds. You can often see it on infrared cameras as like a flashing beam. So whatever that was right there next to my head. I didn't feel anything. I didn't notice anything. I'm not a super sensitive guy anyway, but to see that, it's kind of shocking when I'm reviewing evidence and boom, there's some weird guy's head right next to my head. It was pretty impressive. The other thing that was crazy was right before that, you saw something creep across the ceiling. It just looks like a black blob. I don't know what that was either. But while you're watching this episode, pay close attention to that doorway to the kitchen, because you're going to see a lot of weird stuff, including 2, 3, 7 more times. Things peek around the corner from the kitchen, and you're going to get a surprise. Something actually peeks around, probably the best head of all, the refrigerator in the back of the room. It's amazing stuff. So that camera is almost impervious to false positives. It just can't happen. It's got to have some sort of solid mass and destiny to it for it to bounce back and hit the camera and map. I know you hadn't seen a couple of those things yet. What did you think?
I think they're pretty awesome.
And I think a lot of it, we catch stuff on the XLS, but to the extent that what we just saw, and to continue the entire time the camera's on, which was for like almost a couple hours, I've never seen the amount of activity that it actually captured. And I think it has something to do with the fact that there is some sort of natural vortex in that location. Yeah. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but
the energy is just like constantly swirling, and you can feel it. Like we could feel it when we walked into that place. It was bizarre. A
quick story when we arrived, nice lady Diana May showed us around. She works there. Awesome. Mm-hmm. We're actually going to be doing a part 2 of this because we captured so much evidence. And while I was talking to her, I had a little pouch on right here with a pair of Bose headphones, like in the ear headphones on. And I felt the pouch unzipper, and I felt the headphones get ripped out of the circular pouch and thrown on the ground right in front of everybody. Everybody heard it hit the ground. I didn't, everybody didn't know what it was at first, but I knew I felt something. I thought someone had tugged on my belt.
Yeah.
It was that powerful.
When you went to pick them up at the same time, Diane, this is, oh my God, look at the goosebumps on your legs. Like, I feel like I was cold, but it was like.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. And we just walked in there. We weren't even there for more than 5-10 minutes.
If that.
Tops. Yeah.
If that.
So.
And the other incredible thing about this location is in the back of the living room where you just saw that like setup video. There is a case with haunted dolls in it, supposedly haunted dolls. This little tag, I forget where they were from, like Denmark or France or something. And the crazy thing is part of this episode, you're going to hear voices coming from the back of the room and stuff like that. The haunted dolls definitely got involved in the episode. Now, we have a special guest joining us right now. I don't know if he got to see any of that, but my friend Matt and Marissa's friend Matt from the Parapost Network. Matt, what's up, buddy?
Whoa, what's up, everybody?
What's going on? Did you get to see any of that?
I did. I just saw the footage from the SLS. That's really cool.
What did you think about the head next to my head?
That's really cool. That is really cool, guys.
It's a little funky, huh?
Definitely. It's definitely different. And but I want to start off by saying thank you both for the invite. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you on. I know you just finished your show. I wish we would have got to see it, but I was running around like a lunatic trying to set up cameras and whatnot. Why don't you give a quick shout out about your show, and then we'll get into another quick video, and then we'll come back and chat.
Yeah, absolutely. So my show is actually, I just started my new show. I've had a couple, but I just started my new show called the Paraverse Podcast. This show is a little bit of different, in fact, because I don't schedule any guests. The guest is the audience. Whoever messages me wants to come on, they come on. It's open forum for everybody and anybody. It doesn't have to be paranormal based. A baker could come in, a mechanic, whoever, doesn't matter. It's open to everybody. And it's just kind of a celebration podcast to people to come in and chat, just have some fun.
And it's so much more fun when people get involved. So if you're watching, please post any questions and comments you have about the location. If you're new to the show, what we do is we show a crap ton of evidence from investigators. We go on and then we do this for a couple minutes in between, but we're about the evidence. We like the evidence to tell the story. And then we talk about it in between rather than like a Ghost Adventures where you have a million voiceovers telling the story. You know, we kind of narrate in between the clips. It's great when guests come on, like Matt. You know, we had Brian Laverty on the last time we did a show a long time ago, a few months ago. And we had a blast with him too. So we're going to have some fun tonight. We got another 4 clips to go. And this time we actually investigate. It's not just us setting up. But when I see stuff like that, I like to throw on a couple cameras right when I arrive, just so I don't miss anything during the investigation. We've missed stuff before. You know, we went to a place called Captain Grant's that you might have saw on that 28 Days show on Netflix. And I went to go to the bathroom, and Marissa starts setting up. We didn't have any camera set up, and we heard what sounded like a China buffet get smashed to the floor. Like, I thought that either Marissa was dead. She knocked over I thought a whole cabinet came down, and we searched the whole place and nothing was on the ground anywhere.
It was weird because I was downstairs and you were upstairs. So I'm like, what was that? And you at the same time, he was like, what's going on down there? You know, but to me, it sounded like it was upstairs. And to him, he thought it was downstairs. It was so freaking loud.
You know, and not to be gross, but I'm sitting on the toilet and I wanted to get up and run off because I thought something crazy. It was that loud. So, you know, when you hear things on a show like this or any show where we're showing evidence and we hear a sound and we sound like it almost looks like we're overreacting, things are so much louder in person than they come out on these videos.
Yeah.
I'm sure Matt would agree. You know, we heard a woman scream in a graveyard at Burial Hill where the pilgrims are buried in Plymouth. And we thought a woman was either getting raped or murdered like 10 feet from us. Yeah. And then we listened to the tape after and it was like, you could hear the scream, but it didn't do it any justice at all. So it's just some crazy stuff. So we're going to get into another clip here. And then, Matt, we will chat some more when we get back. Please post your questions and comments. Oh, there were a couple comments. Well, put them in there and we'll answer them all when we get back. Let's watch some more video. It would be under brand over to the far right, brand. Click that. And then number 2. It would be number 3, actually. No, number 2. Yeah, number 2.
All right, here we go.
All right, I digress.
All right, turn on the pivot. What the fuck is that?
The beeping noise you're hearing is a new device of ours, the ultrasonic motion detector, that uses sonic waves to detect motion up to 13 feet away. Here's how it works. I'll show you exactly how this device is supposed to work so that when you're watching the video, you can understand exactly what's going on.
Right here. Okay, so it's green and it says you're about 4.7 feet away from me. That's about right. It's accurate. 1.4, 1.5.
Watching us to see what's going on?
Watch this replay as a second huge anomaly actually appears in the doorway.
Hi. So, essentially, what we have going is our ultrasonic motion detector, which I aimed up the staircase here, as you can see up to the second floor. And it appears to have picked something up immediately. Really just the second I turn it on.
2 separate cameras within seconds of each other catch anomalies flying up into the ceiling. First one from the table, then one comes out of the back bedroom and flies up into the ceiling area above the door. I'm using a 2 GoPro full spectrum setup where I wanted one to point at my face and the other GoPro to point up the staircase where all the activity was happening. At the time, I was trying to work on them at the kitchen table, which is why you see my back in the doorway over there. I had absolutely no idea at the time that a tiny figure had appeared in the doorway between the kitchen and the living room, kind of where our cooler is. On the full spectrum camera, it looks like he's standing next to the cooler. On the 3D mapping camera, which is offset a little bit to the right of the full spectrum camera, it almost looks like the figure is on top of the cooler. I'm not sure which one it is, but either way, this figure is bizarre looking at only a couple of feet tall, and he is about to do something even stranger when I turn around to enter the living room looking for a part to fix the cameras with. In the replay, you can clearly see that the entity being mapped on the screen tries to block me with his arm from entering the room and even tries to jump at me and get in front of me at the end. In the blackened area on the left side of the screen being pointed out by the arrow, that is a part of the 3D mapping camera's screen that is outside of its purview. So the head that you're about to see in this spot had to basically stick itself far enough into the range of the 3D mapping camera for itself to be seen, and it's right there. Now let's take an even closer look at that, followed by some screenshots of this amazing capture by the 3D mapping camera. As the screenshots move along, you can see the incredible detail of what looks to us to be a childlike face that had to basically stick its head far enough into the range of our XLS 3D mapping camera for it to become visible. And the longer it was in that area, the better detail the camera was actually able to capture. Only seconds later, this shadow figure shoots across the top of the wall in slow motion. Let's watch again as it looks like there is a clear head with some facial details on the left side of this figure. Here in this screenshot, take a close look. You can definitely see what looks to be an eye there and a mouth. Incredible. The 3D mapping camera also picked up this bizarre anomaly that shoots to the right and then up towards the ceiling. This final anomaly flies out of the vortex spirit box, and when it gets into the kitchen area, actually blocks out the chair. Are you one of the brothers that lived here? That shot each other? Or one of them shot the other one? Did you rob stagecoaches? Watch on the night vision screen of our XLS 3D mapping camera as what looks to be a head peeks around the corner into the living room area. You robbed stagecoaches with your brother? You did, okay. The XLS catches another bizarre anomaly over by the doorway between the kitchen and the living room. Did your brother shoot you? Can you confirm that by making it beep? Did your brother shoot you? It went off, yes. Is your brother here as well? He is. Do you still fight in the afterlife? Yeah. You do, wow. Does one of you hang out in the basement? Make it go off if one of you hangs out in the basement. Does your brother hang out in the basement? No. You both hang out upstairs? Make it beep if you both hang out upstairs. No? Is your brother down here? I mean, this is absolutely incredible. As soon as I put it over there, was that 4.1? I just saw something move up there with my own eyes. Holy shit, Messa, this house is alive. Yeah, it is. Can you feel it? Yes, I can. That just moves my stomach. Whew. Where does your brother hang out? I have a device right here with a red light on. I'm sure people bring those here. Can you yell into that? Okay. Well, you'd have to come down here. Can you come down here? Come down the staircase? Alright, come on down. Come on, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Do-do-do-do. That's a game show that was on TV. People played games for money. Can you believe that? People played like games where you had to guess things to win money. Is that something you would have liked to have done? It's like a game of trivia. If people win big duck, can you believe people? Listen, people win like $200,000. Are there other spirits here with you? Moving up and down the staircase, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. 5, 3, 5, 3. But why are you hiding up there though? Ooh, did you hear that? Did you just make that noise?
Actually, it sounded like that something knocked on the banged on the basement door. Is there something in the basement? Okay. Are they mean? No. Are they nice? They're nice. Alright, that's cool. Okay. Are you nice? Are you nice? You are. Okay. Listen, we get being angry at... Hey, alright, relax. We get being angry at your brother. That's cool, we get that. Don't be angry at us, though. We're not going to ask you to do stupid tricks. We're just going to try to interact and communicate with you. Do you like us? They do, they like us, yeah. Want my wife to come over here and talk to you? Do you like my wife?
No.
You don't like my wife? Do you like me? You said you like me though, right? How come you don't like my wife? You don't like women?
All right. So the staircase, an interesting spot in that location. A lot of activity centers around that staircase. I have no idea why, but we saw a lot of things peeking around that corner, and that conversation could have went. We ended up ending the conversation after a while because it just kept going on.
Mm.
Now, the one thing about the ultrasonic motion detector is it will only beep when it detects movement either forward or backward. So let's say I aimed it at something 6 feet away and it beeped once. It wouldn't beep again unless something got between the ultrasonic motion beam and moved back and forth. So
Okay.
it's an interesting way to converse. Once we get a piece of equipment that goes off, we hop right into a conversation. I don't know about yourself on your investigations. What do you normally do when you get something that pops off?
Honestly, not too much different than what you guys do. Like I was, listening to you interact with the spirits there at the end, and I agree. I think a lot of times investigators go out and they make them do these tricks, as you call them.
Exactly.
And one thing I like to do is I like to try to relate. And we actually just spoke about it on my show tonight. These spirits are people. They're
True.
people, and you have to relate to them, and you have to be able to adapt to where you're at. Like I would just completed an investigation at Penhurst. A lot of the spirits there are, they were, they had mental health issues, a lot of mental health issues. They've been through a lot of trauma. Yeah, I'm not going to go in there saying, come over here, do this, do that. No, it's, hey guys, how you doing? And there was a lot of children there too. And just like yourself, you explain what the piece of equipment is. Like, this is just a digital recorder. But to them, they don't know. So I'd explain, hey, it's a toy. It's this. Talk to it. Do something. And it's really cool that, there's other investigators like yourself that will actually try to relate. And that's what I try to do too. And I think you get better results that way anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal with it. Like oftentimes we'll go to a location and, I deal a lot with the equipment and some of the stuff, and I kind of forget where I am sometimes. And I'll hear Marissa say something like she'll realize we're in a house that was built in the 1800s. That's who the supposed spirit is. And she'll be like, you don't mind if I call you sir, do you? And I'll realize back then women were meant to be, spoken to, and not heard and whatnot. And she plays into whatever it is to get better results. We want to have answers to the phenomenon that we experienced in the original haunted house that we lived in and this lovely haunted house right here. But we also want to give them a voice too. I'd love for them to tell me what their experience was. Mm-hmm. Usually it's not pleasant when they do, as far as death goes or something like that. But when we're talking about older, spirits, I have two theories on it. One, they had a very hard life. Not really a theory, but their life was much harder than ours. But two, I believe that the longer they're trapped on this earthly plane, the better they know how to work the physical environment without a body. like a guy who plays a piano. The longer you play it, the better you get at it. I think the longer they're here, the crazier stuff they can do. Personally.
Well, yeah, and a place like the Hinsdale House, they've seen what we can do. They've seen our equipment. They know what a digital recorder is. And if they haven't, there's got to be at least some teams in there like us that will, explain what it is. But when you go in with other pieces of equipment, they know either A, what to hide from. Like if they see something they want to be hidden, they'll know, okay, well, this is a camera. This will catch me. I want to stay away from it. But if you bring new pieces of equipment in, they may be curious, because I know I would be. But as far as like the time, Einstein said it himself, time is relevant. So to us, a day is a day. It's 24 hours, typically. But who knows, to the spirits, it may be, one day to them may be a month to us. Or it may be, a shorter time.
One interesting thing is that in this location, this is an old school building built in 1882 that we're sitting in. It was converted to apartments. Unfortunately, about a decade ago, a young lady overdosed on the third floor here and passed away. She did it in front of her kids, mind you, okay? And we spoke to her for almost 2 years through our spirit box, through our devices, and we asked her every question you could possibly want to ask a spirit. You're there. By the time we figure out who we're talking to, relate to them, and get them to warm up to us enough to ask questions, it's time to go most of the time. Let's face it. Once we had already, we had made contact with her, and she really related to Marissa. She's opened right up, and she answered like every question. And the beautiful thing about it is because she passed in 2013, she had an iPhone. She had Facebook.
Yeah, she had all that stuff. So I was able to pull up her Facebook and be like, hey, is this you?
She's great with the technology. So she used to answer all of our questions. And what she told us was that there's no concept of time. She sees the sun rise and fall, but she has no clue as far as time. I think sometimes if we ask at a famous location, do you know what year it is? And they answer it. Either maybe it's not a human spirit, so it's something else that knows, or somebody just told them recently, because they can learn. So we do have some comments that we're going to get to here. I'm going to put them up, and since I'm blind, Marissa is going to read them. All right. So what do we got here?
I know we need it.
All right. So it says,
I forgot to get Cowler.
All right, we can go get some.
You don't run cameras on bathroom breaks?
I actually, we'll run them all the time. I hadn't put it up yet. We got there. I ran to the bathroom, and next thing you know, El Crash.
Hey, I get it.
Sometimes they're long rides.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Todd Marissa.
Hey, how you doing? It says Facebook user. I'm not sure who. And then we got one more.
And Suzette says, hi, Todd Marissa. I just received my night vision light set. Hey, Suzette.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, that reminds me. Okay, so Suzette is actually part of the Global Ghost Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing the SK Pierce Mansion in Gardner, which is another one of our favorite locations. But she's going to be doing her show on May 4th. I believe it's from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I would definitely check out her live.
That's awesome. Yeah. We are associated with the Global Ghost Hunt in that Relatively Paranormal Equipment. Our company is a sponsor of the Global Ghost Hunt. Now, we carry all sorts of different paranormal equipment, SLS cameras. We have complete builds starting at $295, and we now have an upgrade version after many, many requests with a built-in screen recorder, upgraded Windows 10 processing system, so it's much faster. So all your stuff will be recorded from your session right on the tablet. The $295 one, you can record with another camera, or you can get a screen recording program. That's up to you. But if you want to upgrade, that is available now. We also make the XLS SLS version 2 camera, which you're seeing a lot of on this episode. Again, it is the next generation of the SLS camera, and it just goes way beyond stick figures. The stuff you're seeing is far beyond stick figures. You saw the creepy little stick figure in that last clip, the little red guy. He was nuts. I don't know what he is. He was like as tall as a cooler, so you decide. I don't know. and it captures all sorts of other crazy stuff. It's really an amazing. I think it's the most advanced piece of ghost hunting equipment on the planet right now.
All I said was why we got to
We
put
have
that
a
on
full line of other equipment. We have night vision lights, EMF detectors, and we now have a new static detector that comes with its own mount. It's a handheld mount that folds out. It's a pretty sweet piece of equipment. So you can get any of those things at any of our 3 ghost hunting equipment shops. We have 2 established long-time shops, one on Etsy and one on eBay. Marissa's putting up those links on the screen right now. The link to our main Etsy shop is in the description of this episode. So you can just click on that or copy and paste it and go right to the shop and see our full line. And of course, we have one on our website, relativelyparanormal.com. Has a ghost hunting equipment shop. We have over 30 product videos on a playlist in it and access to our YouTube channel through that as well, which has over 150 paranormal videos on it. We have playlists for best evidence clips, every episode of Wickedly Haunted there ever was. And we have like full investigation videos too that are like a ghost adventures. That's all that good stuff.
Which can be seen on TikTok and our Facebook.
And we have a
as
TikTok and a Facebook group. They're public, free to join, all Relatively Paranormal. And we have a Facebook page now, Relatively Paranormal Equipment, where we give posts about new pieces of equipment, links to different stuff that's coming out, good stuff like that. So please check out our equipment, Relatively Paranormal Equipment. It's right here on the shirt. And if you go to brands, we're going to rock another video. Matt, we will see you in a few minutes. Post your questions and comments, and we will get to them as soon as we get back. It should be number three. Can you walk by so I can see you walk by again? All right, go ahead. Oh, I just saw it. Really? Yeah, they're in the hallway. Thank you. Oh, absolutely.
Did you turn the light on inside the vortex?
Oh, shit. Thank you. Holy shit, yes. Holy shit. All right, can you... What you just saw and why I'm so excited on camera is that the entire staircase, I know I called it the hallway, but I meant the staircase, completely blacked out. And then about 2 seconds later, got even twice as dark as it was. This happened without me moving, without the camera light moving, without any of the lighting in the background changing around me at all, which is why you're seeing this image right now, which was me right as this happened during this. So this was a completely unexplained moment captured on our full spectrum GoPro camera. Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, they're in the hallway. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. Oh, shit. Thank you. Holy shit, yes. Holy shit. Can you back up now? So I can see your shadow disappear? Alright, go ahead, bro.
I turned zap on. I don't know
Thank you. That was nothing short of incredible. And he's backing up. And look up the staircase. Alright, my man. Go all the way up to here. Like stand right here. What the fuck was that? Stand right. 4-3. Come back down so she can see what I saw. I saw you come down halfway down the staircase.
Air attack by Happy Droid. Connected.
The Paratech ITC device is a word bank that spirits can tap into to communicate with us. They must first pick a word or a name or a place. Then they must pick the first letter that word begins with. Then they can go into the database and pick the actual word. Sometimes the compelling things that come out of this device blow our mind. The box connects to a phone app so that the words can be verbalized and a running list of them can be kept. It's the robotic voice that you will hear spitting out words from time to time. Keep in mind that the ones that closely match our conversation are the most compelling ones of all.
I'm Todd. That's Marissa. Can you give us your name?
womanly? Could you come on down and say hi? There you go.
Watch this quick burst of extreme activity
in the kitchen and living room area towards the end of this part of the investigation. Now on the replay, check out all the orbs ripping and flying around in various colors, shapes, sizes, and different areas of the house.
Do you enjoy this energy? Do you like the energy that we brought?
The energy Marissa is speaking about is supplied by our invention, the Power Plant Spirit Energy Device, which has 2 extremely powerful energy pumps inside of it, whose energy is amplified by quartz and amethyst crystals, which then transform the energy somehow, making it even more powerful before releasing it into the atmosphere for spirits to feed off of.
Curious as to how to pass on. How the energy can still stay even though your body may be gone. Everybody?
Everybody, oh shit.
Everybody passes, that I know. But does everybody stay on this realm, Or does some people move on and some people stay? A lot of questions that we have and... Measure? So it's like 50-50? Yeah, a percentage of people go and... Yeah, I understand that. Okay. Is it because you didn't go into the light, though, when it was your time? Yeah. So if you did go to the light, would you be someplace else right now? Would you be on a different realm? Yeah. Hi.
Thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Can you back up? Can you back up so we know that's you?
Thank you.
Go ahead, can you back up?
Marvelous.
Marvelous. That is marvelous. You are a gentleman, though, right?
Teen.
You're a teen. You're a teenager? You are. Okay. Are you a girl teenager? You are. Like a girl like me.
So there's a cold draft in here.
Okay. So, did I say your name already? I did. Beth?
It's at 4.0, is what, at 4.8?
Yeah. Technology has come so far.
It's crazy.
And we're so glad that we have these devices to help prove that you guys are still here.
Alright, so hold on, I can't use the... I need this to
Belief.
Belief?
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
So we've been trying to get people to believe because people don't believe us.
There you go.
We have a show. We do a show on television to try to prove it to everybody.
You know that cobwebby feeling that you get? I just felt it all over my face. Did you just touch me? You did. Did you just touch my forehead? Oh, shit. Thank you. That's cool. Listen, I'm not afraid of you. As I'm staring at the flare, I notice something on the right-hand side that looks like an odd, darker colored shape that's not matching up with anything moving around on the full spectrum side.
I think she's up like 2 steps.
No. Move again. Move.
Me?
Don't move.
Murder.
Yeah.
Murder. Okay, see how it
Vengeful.
goes.
Dreadful?
Vengeful.
Vengeful. Oh, you feel vengeful over your murder? Look at him. Oh, yes. You're right, yeah.
You can see the actual shadow on the thing.
Are you on the right-hand side of the staircase? Over here at my right.
Though.
Oh, can you raise your hand and wave at me?
Vengeful, though. Yeah, I understand. I
can see you. Can you wave at me? That'd be vengeful too. And oh my God, Are any of your family members here with you? Yes?
It looks. Is there somebody on the steps with you now?
That's a heat spike. Are there people that are disrespectful to you? Do they provoke you? Make you angry? Like talk shit to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hate that.
That's
Demon.
rude.
Demon.
Oh.
They think you're a demon? Or they call you a demon?
All right. So the funny thing about the Hinsdale House is it's not like a place with like a crazy like historical reason for the hauntings. I guess in the history there was two brothers that lived there that did rob stagecoaches, and I guess one shot the other one and killed him. So I keep asking about the brothers. And then the box there, the Paratex said murder and then vengeful. That's why I was like, yeah, I'd be vengeful too if my brother shot me over a stagecoach money or whatever they had. But there's not. They had 3 exorcisms in the house because of the activity, and we know why. I mean, that place is crazy. The energy there is just so nuts. I don't know if you heard us talking about it before, Matt, but it's almost like overwhelming there. It's the only place I've ever been to where the energy is overwhelming like that.
You need to come down to Gettysburg right after a reenactment. If I may. So there's 2 things I noticed in that clip. About 3/4 of the way through, you just put the FLIR cam up the staircase, and Marissa was asking questions. Everything was going good. I don't know if you caught it or not, but on top of the staircase, I noticed that there was an anomaly that was almost matching that wall. It wasn't, though. It was very quick, but it looked like somebody standing up there.
In the full spec of the flare.
With the FLIR.
I think I might have saw it, but the funny thing is I see a lot of stuff, and sometimes I don't put it up because I'd have to do like a minute-long voiceover just to explain what I'm seeing. Because a lot of people haven't used the flare, and it's hard to explain the differences in the texture of it. Yeah. For the most part, the colors, like when you're mapping a room with the flare, the colors don't change. They don't. Like if I put it on my refrigerator, you would see the inside of the fridge was purple, the outside was orange, and it wouldn't like meld into it. We've had places where you see it expand, change, morph, and that's kind of going to be in the part 2 of Hinsdale when we go upstairs with the flare. Is we capture things I've never seen before in my life. Like you need to come back for that episode because it's messed up what we caught up there on the flare itself. But it does capture some amazing things sometimes. You know, you got to kind of know what you're looking for. It's not as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, as like, people think you're just going to see like a pearl across the screen.
Oh, no.
We've seen it before where we look and if you slow it down, you can see like a face like walk up to you before. And like, we've seen a lot of weird different things on it that are kind of freaky. Marissa's better looking at it through it than I am. But.
Well, and the other thing I noticed that was really cool is there was that anomaly that you did pick out on the right-hand side. At the end of that clip, though, I don't know if it's just me, but it almost appeared that there was a heat signature almost sitting on the steps. Like, you know how if we sit on a staircase, obviously our butt's in one step and then our feet are below us and whatever. That last little bit there, you could see an energy signature that was about 3 to 4 steps, a typical size for a human. And then there's another 2 heat signatures below that. That would be about 4 to 5 steps below it. It honestly looked like somebody was sitting there.
Yeah, I asked the
on the right-hand side, right? Like
I said, are you with somebody on the stairs? Are you with somebody? Because you asked if like is there family there or something. But I think I asked like, are you with somebody? And then we just kind of like cut out of it.
And here's the best part is the ultrasonic motion detector was hitting between 4 and like 7 feet, which is that area you're talking about.
Yeah.
It never hit 13. It never hit like all the way up the top. Must have been at least 12 feet. And then, you know, it never went to like 1 foot. It was always in that weird area where we are seeing those anomalies.
And what's cool is it makes me wonder if you describe this a piece of equipment to them and they're reacting to it and it's always the same distance, it almost makes me wonder if they're just sitting on the steps listening and talking with you folk, and then just lifting their arm up to trigger it. It's kind of like
I think they have to. I think they have to either they can lean forward and make it go off and lean backwards. That kind of has to be like a forward backward motion,
or maybe just tipping to the side, kind of like saying,
like
okay, well,
it shows you an LED screen, like it showed in the demonstration.
Yeah.
It gives you exact to inches where the anomaly is, and then it's got a red light and a green light for forward and backwards, and then it's got 2 tones that go with it too. It's actually a pretty neat device. We've put it out before in a hallway and had it do nothing. We've had it, I think, for an entire investigation. We've had it go berserk like that, but it almost seemed like whatever it was hung out in that area and just wanted to answer the question.
Yeah.
It wasn't running up and down the staircase. It was just like, like whatever you're doing, like a quick motion to make it go off and answer the question. And you saw sometimes we'd ask a question, it wouldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, is there somebody bad in the basement? It was like nothing.
No.
But what else was interesting is when we were just talking about historical places.
Wait, if they didn't do anything, I would take that as a no.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I mean. It didn't just keep going off. But what we were talking about before with historical locations, and they know how to use the equipment and whatnot. And you said maybe sometimes they don't want to be seen. They run away from the camera. What I firmly believe that. I don't announce anymore if I come out with a flare or an SLS. I try to remember not to be like, hey, jump in front of me, because I think a lot of them do hide. Period.
Yeah.
I'll map corners. I map behind chairs, furniture. And that's why it's so crazy on the XLS that you saw something keep leaning out around that doorway into the living room when we were in there. And while we weren't in there, you notice I didn't show any XLS footage of anything peeking out into the living room because we weren't in there.
Yep.
But now when we go back in there, you're going to see some really crazy, like almost solid like heads peeking around that corner into the living room. And it's pretty crazy stuff, pretty shocking. Before we get to the next video, the only other thing I wanted to mention was many times on investigations, I've seen what I thought were different shadows or whatever. The thing that moved down that staircase, that blacked out the staircase, when I came home, I pulled that video right up and I pulled every angle I could to make sure I didn't move the camera. The lights didn't change behind me. Like the Marissa didn't shut off a light or something to cause that. And it's in the middle of nowhere. And there's no cars. And even if there were, a headlight wouldn't hit that house. It's in the middle of the woods. It's in the middle of freaking nowhere, man. Almost unsettling how far. There's no neighbors. There's only like a pond there. Like, I want to talk about like a murder house, man. Like, my God, like I'm a forced security guy. I got a pretty wife. Like, I get nervous like about like people, because Dan told me that, sometimes people will just show up to see the house, and they'll do dumb shit like bang on the walls or whatever. Like, who's to say somebody wouldn't come back after they've been there and do, I don't know. I just get freaked out. I'm not afraid of dead people. I'm afraid of live people, dude.
I say that all the time. It's the living that scares me.
Listen, my dad was a cop. Believe me, he scared the shit out of me when I was a kid with his stories. He saw a lot of bad things, and there's some bad folks out there. So
real quick, there was a comment right here that said, "What is a global ghost hunt?"
Oh yes. So we forgot to put up the link, which is hopefully it says Facebook user. Hopefully they're still on. It's under banners, and it should be towards the right there.
Okay. Do you want to quickly tell
So
me
the global ghost hunt, just so everybody knows, whether you're watching this live or on replay. You basically go to the website, you sign up your team or yourself and the location that you want to investigate. Then the folks at Global Ghost Hunt are going to take care of a 2-hour live stream for you that they're going to cast out to the world. If I'm wrong on any of this, Matt's a big part of this as well. And they do all sorts of different things. Matt, if you want to like just polish that off, refine it.
Yeah, and actually, I'm the consultant for the Global Ghost Hunt. So what it is basically 2 10-day events. One is actually happening in less than 2 weeks, May 4th. The other one's going to be in October, and it is a celebration of teams, events, locations from all over the world. And anybody is more than happy and more than welcome to sign up, join in. Like you have right there, the globalghosthunt.com. You can go there. You can sign your team, your location up. If you're a team that doesn't have a location, we will do our best to help you find one. If you're a location without a team, vice versa, we will be more than happy to try to help you. The admin staff and myself and the directors, Brian and Lex, we have put a lot of work and a lot of time in this. And what we are trying to do is make it as user-friendly as possible. We give you guys promotional videos, thumbnails. We've got merchandise. We've got a lot of different things, and it's only going to get better. And Todd, like you said, brother, we are allowing 2-hour investigations. They will be live. Some are going to be recorded, like mine at Penhurst. You're going to get 2 hours of unedited footage. In other words, I haven't even seen any of mine. I have not looked at anything and I'm just going to load them up and play them. And it's going to be all over. I think we have like 8 different locations we will be streaming to. And on top of all of that, after the Global Ghost Hunt, after this first event here in May, we will be putting up links for everybody to make a directory. So the support that we are giving isn't just for the event coming up. It is forever. So you will always be promoted out.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. And Marissa and I will be doing ours on May 12th at Hinsdale House. We're going back, and we have some awesome experiments lined up. Now that we know kind of what to expect, we know about the energy there, and honestly, it's a place that's great size for like Marissa and I to deal with ourselves. Like, we couldn't go to a massive place and show you much, but at Hinsdale we can do first and second floor, rig up 2 static cameras, go between the floors, and get plenty of stuff in the 2 hours. And we have a lot of stuff planned already. I have a lot of freaky stuff, including one experiment with energy. We're going to bring, I'm probably going to make like 2 or 3 more power plants. We normally bring 3 or 4 of the power plant energy pumps. We may bring 6 or 7. They only pump out in an area of like a foot or so around it. It's for the spirits to come to, fuel up off of, and then come back and interact with us. And we've seen spirits on the SLS sit on them. We've seen them kneel over them like they're huffing paint or something. They're huffing the power plant. We've seen all sorts of weird stuff. So, we're going to put them all around the edges, I think, and maybe stand in the middle and see what happens. If we disappear on camera, don't bother calling 911. You're probably not going to be able to find us in the vortex. Maybe we'll come back one day. Maybe we won't.
I'll come back and investigate.
Go fund me for our daughter. That's all.
We'll come back and investigate.
Yeah. It'll be like Poltergeist when Carol Ann's in the TV.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
All right. So let's roll another video. Again, post your questions, comments, get involved. It's more fun with the questions and comments. If you see something weird that we missed, like Matt caught a couple things, maybe he's talking about something different. I think I know what he's talking about on the flare, but I could be wrong. But it's hard to catch everything, especially when there's doorways and different things and multiple rooms in a view. So see something, throw it. Right. So it's video number 4. We'll rock that.
Here we go.
With us leaving the kitchen area, the static camera that we left in the kitchen captured the following anomalies over the course of the next 3 hours. We went into the living room to grab a few pieces of equipment to take with us to go out onto the porch to take a quick break and get some fresh air. When we did this, this is what happened. Let's bring this out here.
Sleep.
Sleep? It said sleep.
Oh, you want us to go to sleep? Where are you gonna go to sleep? You tired?
Spirits don't sleep, do they? Look.
Yes, we sleep.
All right. Thank you. You want to interact with us? Well, I don't do that. Oh, there you go. All right. We'll be back in 1 minute, okay? All right. Would you like to join us for a cigarette?
Chart.
Chart. Would you like to join us for a cigarette? We'll give you some tobacco. Oh, shit. All right. Come on out with us. All right. You join us for a cigarette, though. Where the fuck did my flashlight go? You son of a bitch. Is it over here?
Oh, man.
Dude, something just touched my ear now. The same fucking feeling. You just touched my ear? If you watch again, nothing bumps into me like a fly or anything like that. And you can see me right here grab for my ear as I feel what felt like cobwebs on my ear, just like earlier when I felt cobwebs on my forehead. It's a strange feeling, but we believe that's when spirits are touching us. Okay, let's go have a cigarette. I have a flashlight, so it don't matter.
Wooden.
Wooden? Is that what I just said? Mm-hmm. Wooden? Okay. Oh, there's a flashlight on the wooden table. Thank you. Look, look. A flashlight on the wooden table. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, that's not the one I was looking for, but thank you so much.
Oh, right here.
What? Oh, that's the one I want, yeah. That's the one I want. Okay. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Those are awesome. Thank you. All right. So we'll be right back, okay? And I'm going to light this place up with all sorts of equipment for you to use, all right? Would you like that? All right. Yes? If you want us to turn on all sorts of equipment for you to manipulate and communicate with us, back away from that. Awesome.
Terrible.
Terrible! I don't like it. Terrible. Terrible. Listen, we're going to be respectful and nice, and we just have some questions that we're hoping you can give us answers to. That's all. That is it. That is all. All right, come on. We did not hear the banging noises or squeaking noises that are clearly coming from the upstairs bedroom and sound much different than my own footsteps. Let's listen one more time. Also, watch Marissa in the side-by-side infrared view, proving that she is not the one making the noise. Yes. All right, come on. I didn't even know there was a bed over here. Anybody in here? Anybody in here? No. Said what? Blue. Blue?
Blue?
Oh. Alright, come on out. Where's the... Yeah.
I got some fantastic pictures that I kind of want to show you.
Shut that out. I know how. Cool. Did you bring that speaker?
Yeah.
Prepare.
The light?
I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
Obviously, you put this little thing.
If you could go over to the red light over there and answer our questions. Answer any question, make yourself known, we would appreciate it. I'm Todd, this is Marissa. Can you tell us your name? Go ahead. What's the last year you remember?
All right. We're just laughing about something on the screen. We won't get into it, though. It's funny, though. So what did you think? Look, so now did you see them fleeing from the SLS camera?
Yeah, I'm actually starting to agree with the Facebook user. You know, one thing I think a lot of people forget is, you know, they could see infrared and stuff like that, a lot different spectrum than what we do. So I'm almost wondering if maybe sounds, vibrations are included with that. You know, maybe it's a heightened sense. So, because I know some of the equipment that my wife and I have, the cats don't like because they can hear it. They can hear the whine or whatever. So I'm almost curious if maybe when we turn that on, you know, the spirits can hear it.
Frequency is definitely tied into this phenomenon in a big way. I can't put my hand on it, my finger exactly on the whole phenomenon behind it, but frequencies play a big role both in what we're able to hear and, you know, somehow what their dimension. Yeah. Frequencies is somehow tied into this. And so I have to agree there. You know, that's the regular SLS. It casts out like tons of little dots that we can't see with the naked eye. The infrared can see them. Maybe they can see them as well because they took off. And that camera was on for 6 hours. That's the only time that anything like that happened. You know, I know the orb thing is a hot debate in the paranormal community, but to me, the XLS put that aside because I'm seeing solid orbs that are casting shadows. I always thought that the ones that flash, like you see one go over my head in that video, it swoops down and then it goes over my head and then it flies out through the living room. To me, that's a spirit. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And, you know, let's face it, all of our opinions are based upon our experiences, if you've done any research, people you've been around and their ideas. And on this show, we present what our analysis, what our thoughts or theories are based upon those things. I never find it a reason to get mad. If somebody wants to think it's us, so be it. You know, the spirit that's here that we spoke to for those 2 years repeatedly told us that's how they travel. And we even did an experiment one night where I stood in the middle of this very living room like a scarecrow, and Marissa called out different body parts, and the orb would appear in the background and shoot over the body part and disappear. And then she would say, all right, go over Todd's head now. And it would appear over on this side and shoot over my head. It was really weird. I think I still have the video. I got to bust it out one day because it's very compelling. You know, is some of it dust? Yeah, that's why I showed that clip in the beginning of the show. I show it almost every show just so people understand what it is, so that they just think, oh, it's dust because somebody told them or they heard, you know, Jason and Grant saying, ghost hunters. You know, do your own research, come up with your own theories, your own ideas, do your own experiments. I've never seen anybody do an experiment yet where they just grabbed like dust off their TV, stood in front of the infrared, and flung it into the air to see what happens. I'm gonna do it one day. I keep forgetting to do it to see if it just floats away with the air current, or if singular crumbs of dust, you know, grow the size of a basketball, start flashing and shoot off.
I've tried it with sand. I've tried it with sand, but as far as like dust, I haven't tried that. But sand, I have.
And what happened?
It honestly looks like rain. It's really weird. You see like the cloud, obviously, because there's smaller particles, but the main sand looks like rain. But yeah, I think you're right. You're right though, Todd. This field is full of theories. What we do is not an exact science. I mean, if I sit here and tell you that every spirit is purple, can you prove me right? No. Can you?
No, I can't prove you wrong either.
Except for this guy. You know, only this guy can. You know, but you know that's what I love about our field. And orbs is a huge debate, and you guys know this. I am probably one of the biggest naysayers of orb activity. However, that being said, you have to be open to it too. Anything can happen in our field.
I don't like show orbs in pictures ever because it really dust. Everything shows up in a damn picture. Pollen, dust, sand, everything can. But the singular ones on video, the flashers, the self-lit, perfectly circular, the ones that make intelligent movements, those are very compelling to me. Believe me, I wipe out a lot of them. We catch a lot of them. The ones way in the background, the ones closer to the camera, I don't show that much because that can be dust. I just don't think that whenever I've seen dust on a camera, like in a basement or an attic, I'll never show any orbs.
No.
It seems to like float around like snow. It's all going with the air current. It's all going in the same direction, or it just seems you can kind of easily tell, for the most part. But the ones on the XLS, there's no explanation for that. XLS will not show a chromodust. It just won't. It won't.
Yeah.
Has to have mass, has to have density. And some of those ones that I've shown already tonight, if you go back and freeze frame some of them, there's actually faces in some of them.
Yeah.
Did you see the one that looked like a pig that was around the doorway there? It had like a weird like upper lip and like a snout or something. It's really freaky looking.
I think I saw that before I got on.
Correct. Yeah, it was right at the end of that first video.
The one I did see, though, that kind of was interesting to me was the one where you said that the field of view was just to the left. You were in, it looked like the living room area facing the kitchen. And there's just that one that just appeared just on the left-hand side. And I know you said it looked like a kid, but here again, to me, and it's all a matter of perspective, it looks more elderly. It looks like
no, that one by the left side of the doorway. That's over near that staircase. Did I show the one in the way back yet?
The one on the wall that was like surrounded by blackness. It was the
yellow.
No,
the one that came up in the
black. Yeah.
You
the reason
said
why I showed that is because technically that's impossible. That black area is outside of the camera's area of view. So whatever that is, like let's say that's the blackness, it had to stick its head far enough into the 3D area for it to be seen. So that can't. The only way for that to happen is for something to lean far enough into the camera's viewpoint for it to hit it. Otherwise, I've never seen anything in that black area before. It only happens for a second. And I said, what the hell was that? And I went back and I'm clicking. I'm like, oh my God, it looks like a face. It was really actually pretty cool to me. The other thing that I didn't show any of, but I'll talk about it real quick, is I kept calling Marissa over because that area with the couch, and you can see like a lot of black stuff on the wall there. A lot of it looks weird, like energy waves. And if you were to stop it, you could stop it at any point. I know about pareidolia. Yeah. There's different faces there. Every single click, like frame by frame, faces. Very detailed faces, not pareidolia. I don't show it because I don't get into that. I mean, your thought is pareidolia. I like sometimes I think I'm going crazy when I see some of these things and I have to call her over and I'm like, what do you see there? And she'll be like a freaky looking face with like a fang coming out of its upper lip. Like, you're looking at these weird things and I'm like, what the hell?
And they were changing so quickly that you could literally stop it at any moment and you'd be able to see three.
They were very detailed. Yeah. And other weird stuff showed up too that I just don't get into. It's just, again, it would take me too long to explain what I'm seeing. But honestly, there's a lot of weird stuff in that house that I don't, and I've never seen that anywhere else either. I've never been able to just stop it and see like weird stuff. It's bizarre.
Well, you validated yourself. So you know what I mean by calling Marissa over. But no, that one in particular though, what I like is it's not just the features and the shape of it, but if you look in the cheeks on that 1 second that clip is going, you can see what looks like an elderly person's face. Like the sunken face, the cheeks are a little bit more profound, the eyes are sunk back a little bit. And I know you said it looked like a kid to you guys when you were playing it, but to me, and again, it's a perspective, it looks like an elderly person. An elderly person is trying to look, like you said, poking their head in to see what you have, what the piece of equipment was.
I can see that too, because it's a weird looking face.
That's cool though.
I didn't have any explanation for the sunken cheeks. I thought it almost looked at one point. I was trying to look at it. it almost looked like somebody had the kid by the face, like if you were looking at it like this.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like a thumb and a bottom of a hand was like pushing his, I don't know. We see weird stuff like that a lot too, where it looks like this hands around a head, like something's making it show itself. I don't know. The thing is, we don't know what the hell we're looking at, and half the time we don't even know what we're talking. Most of the time, all the time, we don't know what we're talking about. And there are other things, I believe, that are out there that are not human spirits.
Well, we just said that this field is full of theories, and one of my good friends, and I consider him family, Carlos, he goes by Lurker. We were just talking about this the other day. There is no perfect piece of equipment for our field. None.
Yeah.
There is no one piece of perfect equipment. Why? Because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what the spirits are made of. We don't know what we're looking for. This is all experimental. Everything we do is experimental. And it's going to take forever. It's going to take a while. I mean, we're getting there. It's definitely gotten a lot better, but we're just not there. So to me, it takes every piece of equipment, no matter what it is, metaphysical or physical or whatever, to figure out what's going on. And until then, let's just have fun and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of us will till we actually meet our maker, honestly. But one thing we've always tried to do is, in how we got into actually building and selling equipment, is we put a crap ton out because we love it when 4 or 5. We've had 6 things go off at once before, all different. When I don't mean like 6 EMF detectors or 6 this. I mean like a static meter, an EMF detector, a REM pod, an ultrasonic motion detector. We've had the ultrasonic with the GS2 laser grid with thermal imaging, and going off with the REM pod, and then hit it with the SLS, and there's a figure standing right there.
Which is interesting.
That's awesome to me. That's what I'm about.
But they're all different devices scanning for all different kinds of stuff.
Correct.
And it's all going off.
Different technology picking up the same anomaly.
Yeah.
That's when that's what I find compelling. Honestly, 1 or 2 things anomalous. Like when you get it to go off on command, answer questions. That's great. But I love it when they all start popping off. And that Paratech word bank that we're using, one of the reasons why I bought it is because the guy has a lot of safeties in it. Like when it picks a word, it actually resets itself. I kill the volume on it, and I let it read the words through the app rather than the box, because you can hear it go tick, 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 tick. It resets itself so that it can't like double pick words. It can't do stuff like that. And for something to have to go into that device and pick a person, a place, or a thing, or a name, and then they have to pick the first letter of the word. Yep. Then they can access the list of words under that letter. Then they pick that word. That's 3 things they have to do to pick a word. That's pretty cool.
That is.
We have a video with an SLS figure playing the piano, and the freaking thing said piano. That's pretty awesome to me.
That's too. I believe in there's some coincidence, but that's a little much. But I hate to say this, guys, but I do have to get going. Sadly, the Wicked Queen.
We got one more video. So
one more.
We do have one more. Yeah, we're just gonna roll it, and then we say goodbye, and that's it. So
I love the Wicked Queen, but she can wait. We haven't eaten our dinner yet, so she needs to.
We eat late too. We always eat late.
Well, if you see anything. If you see anything fly at my head, it's just her, so don't worry.
All right, one more video, and it's actually a really good one. So, and then we'll say goodbye. So one more.
here asking you to do tricks for us. We're trying to prove that your existence, that your energy is still here. That people are made up of energy, you know? So, that you're alive, that you are still alive. There's life after life. So exactly, you got that right. We appreciate you talking to us, we really truly do. Can you manifest yourself in any way, or maybe just try to, scream or talk really loud so we can maybe hear your voice? We do have that device over there, this black box.
Screeching.
Screeching. Oh, you doing it right now?
That was awesome.
So I'll be quiet right now. Talk quiet. Can you try again for me? So we'll get to that in a few moments, okay?
Symbol. Running.
Running? Who's running? I got the wrong foot too.
Surprisingly.
You're doing great talking to this today.
Surprisingly good, so we're not running?
Oh, surprisingly not running away. Bear with us 1 second, okay?
There you go. Right here. Right here. Meanwhile, yeah, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, I get it.
We're going.
Dead on accurate. Holy
I know.
Shit.
Enjoy games? I like games too.
Right here, look. So we got this going up. Are you a different spirit than the one over here with the flashlight?
I just heard a laugh.
Yes. Are you attached to one of those creepy dolls over there? Marissa.
What?
Oh, I just got the chills.
Why?
You're attached to one of those dolls over there? Make it go off again. Are you attached to one of those dolls? 2.0. Which one? The tall one? The short one? In the back of the living room where we are investigating, there is a case that has 2 haunted dolls in it. That's what I am referring to at this point in the investigation. I'm trying to get communication with these dolls because the activity and the EMF spikes seem to be coming from this part of the room. Are you telling me that there's a spirit attached to the dolls over there?
Protect.
Protect?
Exhibit.
Exhibit. Doll exhibit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, hold on a second.
Do the dolls shift?
What? Oh, that's I'm touching my necklace again. Lovingly? Are you saying that you're lovingly touching my necklace? Womanly again. Womanly. Is there a girl doll over there and a boy doll?
Mm-mm.
Is that what's going on? Can you turn the light on if you're a woman? Were you a young woman? Did you hear that voice?
Yeah.
Was that your voice I heard?
It's humming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do you like being stuck in that case? You wish you were out of the case. Like it's going berserk over there, my son. Yeah.
Right.
Right? What did you say?
Yeah.
Place.
Place. Right place.
Oh, no, shut up.
Mm-hmm. It's the right place for it.
Maybe that's another spirit answering, saying that the thing's dangerous, so that's the right place for it. Watch as once again something peeks around the corner of that doorway circled in red. We're going to watch it on a replay and then again on a screenshot. What the hell are we looking at here? Of all the things that have peeked around the corner so far, this is not only the most solid looking, but one of the strangest anomalies I've ever seen. Use your voice. Ready? Here you go.
Daddy said no. I'll be back.
What the fuck? Why is it not coming through the soundbox there?
Let me out of this gut. It said, let me out of this box.
Oh, fuck. It's hooked up to the goddamn fucking...
Oh, the headphones?
Hold on.
You need to hear that.
What's your real name? What? Who needs help? Do you need help? There's ways to what? You said there's ways to make me die? Sure. Well, I got news for you. Eventually I'm going to die anyway. I'll be just like you. Indian spirits on this land?
Yes, there is.
How many? A lot? Is there really two brothers here that used to rob stagecoaches? Oh shit, you hear that?
No.
Like, thank you, sir, or something? Did you say thank you, sir? All right, so that is the end of the videos. Did you see the Muppet guy now? The Muppet guy.
I did. Now
What the hell is that?
Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I mean, that's good though. That's a hell of a capture.
That's solid as I've ever seen. I don't know what that is.
That's good.
Oh, I love that little girl's voice because I felt like that was a thing that was inside the exhibit box.
So I
Let
know you gotta go, but our spirit box, we'll run different sort of apps through it or whatever. And that was an app I'd never tried before. And we had just talked to the spirit in the doll case, and we turned on the spirit box, and that creepy little girl's voice is the only voice that came out at first. And you can hear her talking with the weird, let me out this with Max. Like, it's crazy. It's the same voice the whole time. Like, and that's an app that uses phonetics, so there's no words in it. It's the same voice going on and on for a couple minutes. That was creepy to hear in that house. Let me out of this with Max. I was like, what? I didn't know if it was talking about the doll case or the spirit box. Because she says, you locked me in here. I said, locked you in where? So I figured that's what it was. But
thank you so much, Matt.
Yes,
for joining
thank you
us.
so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Real quick, Raymond says, hey, everyone.
What's up, Ray?
That's Raymond.
Yeah.
No, I definitely. You guys definitely need to come down to Gettysburg, and we could do a collab or something. And
oh yeah,
I know Scott Morton, Mr. Fedora, as he's known on my show. He's got a lot of places up in Warren, Pennsylvania, that has some real good activity, including a place that actually possessed a vehicle. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You mean the vehicle had an attachment to it?
No, one of the spirits decided to attach itself to the vehicle while they were there, and basically took over the radio. From what Scott was telling me. Oh yeah, it was great. So imagine a spirit box, but it's in a car.
That's
So,
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Hey, real quick before I let you go, one
quick funny thing. Marissa and I went down to Chambersburg. Everything around there is Berg in Pennsylvania, in that little area, right? Chambersburg.
Yeah,
We
not
didn't
wrong.
know we were 8 miles from Gettysburg.
No idea.
So I saw the sign on the highway. I said, "Are you effing kidding me? I would have went to Gettysburg. Not that the place was all right, but it ain't Gettysburg."
That's my neck of the woods. You're not too far off. I'm only like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Gettysburg.
I had no idea it was right there. I was so pissed off. At Marissa, I was like, "Son of a bitch! I would have went to Gettysburg."
Yeah.
We almost went the day after the investigation, but we had such a long ride back that we didn't. We were gonna go there, but
Well, we were investigating what's it called?
the old jail.
The old jail, yeah.
Tell me, you know a way to sneak onto the battlefield after night that we could do that.
Not legally.
Not
Not
legally.
legally.
Do they
But,
patrol it?
oh yeah. But I will tell you this. I've been there so many times, and you were 8 miles away. When you get near Gettysburg, you will feel it. Even if you like, I have no gifts or abilities. I'm not a medium. I'm, not nothing. But when you get close and you know you're getting close, the whole atmosphere changes.
I bet.
It is just so cool, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of
I
fun.
went
So
there
next-
as a kid on a historical thing, and it was powerful. I love history, especially Civil War history. I was probably like 12. I didn't know what I was feeling at the time, but it was powerful. I just thought it was the emotions of the place, but I didn't know at the time that 50,000 people had lost their lives in a mere 3 days on that spot either.
Yeah, it's Gettysburg is a completely different beast, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, like I said, if you're ever down in Central PA, give me a holler.
We're going to plan it out, brother, because we'll be getting down there sooner rather than later, because Gettysburg is a huge bucket list of mine. I love history. I love Gettysburg itself, and I'm just dying to investigate
All
there.
right. Matt, go have dinner.
All right, go have dinner, brother.
Let me know, guys. Let me know.
What's
We'll
up,
plan
Leah?
something
We're
out.
going to say goodbye. Thank you, everybody, for watching, whether you're live.
It's a great hunt. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And whether you're watching on replay, from our family to yours, we will see you again, hopefully sooner than later, for part 2 of Hinsdale House. That's right. We'll probably have another 40 minutes worth of evidence. It was that active. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you soon. You hit. Later, Matt.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Later,
Thank
bye.
you. You hit end broadcast. And then you're going to go there. Yep. End broadcast.